Welcome to Alpha Insights. I'm Jeff. Today we're unpacking fresh regulatory noise in the cannabis space, and with me is Matt to help make sense of the moves and what they mean for investors. Remember, if you have questions as we go, you can ask us at stockalpha.ai.
Thanks, Jeff. Good to be here.
Quick logistical note, markets are closed today. It's Saturday, so the last trading day was Friday, February 20th. So when we talk prices, we'll be referencing where things stood as of Friday, February 20th, heading into the long weekend.
Right, and that matters because a lot of the headlines we saw this week pushed sentiment into the close. Regulators really took center stage.
So the real question here is, what were the big moves and why should investors care?
Short version, policy risk. Heading into the weekend, the leading cannabis exchange-traded fund was trading near $18.25, down about 1.8% as of Friday. Trulieve slipped to roughly 78 cents, down about 2.5%. Green Thumb Industries was around $7.40, down about 1.2%. Curaleaf sat near $1.10, down about 3.3%. Tilray was near $2.30, off about 4%. Those moves reflect unease about hemp and local regulation more than fundamentals.
That's a lot for investors to track. Walk me through the federal picture first. What's happening with hemp-derived THC rules?
At the federal level, industry groups and some lawmakers are pushing for a 2-year delay in implementing stricter rules on hemp THC. The idea is to give companies time to adjust and avoid a sudden market disruption. So, when you look at the data, a delay would be a relief for hemp-focused businesses. Without it, certain intoxicating hemp products could be effectively cut off from wide distribution, which would hit revenues for growers and extractors.
And states aren't sitting still either, right?
Exactly. Some states are moving to ban intoxicating hemp products on their own. Missouri's legislature pushed a ban that mirrors the federal approach, and Arizona lawmakers have considered measures that could criminalize what they call excessive marijuana smoke or odor, even when a home user is acting legally. That creates a patchwork. You can have state or local rules that undercut legal markets in specific neighborhoods.
That's kind of wild. The idea that odor rules could limit legal consumption. How big a risk is that for retailers and landlords?
It's real. Odor and nuisance ordinances can push consumption out of multi-unit housing and busy neighborhoods, which lowers foot traffic for dispensaries nearby and raises compliance costs. Landlords might tighten leases, and retailers may need more ventilation or delivery models. Those are incremental costs that can shave margins. To balance that, there are positive policy moves in some places. Maryland is looking at protections for first responders who use medical cannabis off-duty, and Nebraska is reforming its medical commission to improve funding and fee structures. Those changes can support patient access and steady demand in medical channels.
Interesting.
Also, don't forget Canada. December retail sales set a new monthly record at about 503.7 million Canadian dollars, which suggests consumer demand there is healthy and could cushion parts of the sector if U.S. policy stays rocky.
So for an investor listening now, what should they watch next week and in the coming weeks?
Watch Senate action on the proposed 2-year delay. If leadership signals support, hemp names get breathing room. Monitor final votes in states like Missouri and any governor responses. Track local ordinance rollouts in places like Arizona. Keep an eye on Nebraska and Maryland for medical program changes. And, very practically, watch volume and relative strength in the names we mentioned. If volume dries up and prices stabilize, that can be a sign the selling pressure is easing.
Right.
And tactically, if you're heavy in hemp-derived THC exposure, consider trimming near term until the Senate clarifies the delay. Diversifying into established Canadian producers can be a defensive play because demand there looks stronger right now.
Honestly, I was a bit surprised by how much policy news can swing these names so quickly.
Policy drives valuation here more than in many other sectors, so senior investors should be nimble.
Okay, Matt, let's wrap with 3 quick takeaways for listeners.
1. Regulatory risk is the dominant short-term theme, especially for hemp-derived THC products. 2. A bipartisan 2-year delay at the federal level would be a big positive, so watch Senate signals closely. 3. Canadian demand is a bright spot. Consider selective exposure there while U.S. policy remains fragmented.
Great. If you have questions about anything we discussed today, you can ask us directly at stockalpha.ai. We answer listener questions live. And for more market insights, head over to stockalpha.ai. Thanks for listening, and Matt, thanks for joining.
Thanks, Jeff. Talk soon.